Hi guys, in this lecture I am going to explain one other important hook, useReducer. Okay, so what we have done here, I have created sample project my app. So inside that sample project there is an app.js file. Now my project running on localhost 3000. Okay, so what I am going to do here, I am going to remove all the code from my app.js file. Now if I try to refresh, I can see my blank project is running on localhost 3000. Now what I am going to do, I am going to create a reducer here. So first of all, what I am going to do, I am going to add an initial state 0. Then I am going to declare a reducer. So const reducer here. So here I can, there will be two parameter always, action and state. Now just declare a reducer here. Okay, now what I am going to do, I am going to import the useReducer here. Import useReducer from React. Okay, I can add this on the top. Also I think I have to add React. Okay, now if I try to refresh, let's see what's happening. Okay, invalid parenthesis assignment. Okay, I should add this as a function. Let's see. Yes, it's running now. Now what I am going to do, I am going to use the useReducer. So always the declaration will be const. Okay, so const state, and the second thing will be dispatch. Okay, now here I am going to use reducer. Okay, so reducer I can supply here. Okay, now if I try to print the state, if I try to print the state here, I can see the initial value. Okay, now if I try to refresh, yes, what's happening? Let's check on the console. useReducer is declared const state. Yes, I have to supply the initial value also here. Let's supply the initial value. Now if I try to refresh, yes, I can see my 0 here, right? Now what is happening here, if I try to console this whole thing, okay, if I try to console this thing, let's say useReducer, okay, I can see my initial state is added in the first element, and the function which I have declared as a reducer is coming on the second element of the array. So this function will modify the state. So that is the usage of useReducer. So we are going to use the reducer function to modify the state value. Now what I am going to do here, I am going to add a button. Okay, so here I am going to add a button, simple button. I'll say increment. Okay, also I can add one more button, decrement. Also I can add a button, reset. Okay, now if I put a div here, yes, I have to remove this closing here. Now if I try to refresh, I can see my 3 button and the state value, right? Now what I am going to do, on the on click, so on the on click I am going to dispatch an action to modify the state value. So what is the state value now? 0, because we have supplied a state value as 0. Now I am going to modify this state using a function which is dispatch. Okay, so I am going to dispatch an action here. So the function which modify the state value, we can say an action. So I am just adding a string here. Okay, increment. Okay, same thing I am also doing here on the on click. Okay, here also I am going to do on click. Now here it will be decrement, and here I can say reset. Okay, now if I try to click, nothing will happen because increment is happening, nothing is happening because I didn't add any modifier function inside reducer. So what I have to do, just console the state and action now. Okay, just console the state and action now. We can see what is happening whenever I am dispatching an action. Okay, now if I try to refresh, so this value is coming undefined. If I try to increment, if I try to dispatch a function increment, I can see the state value and the label which I have given inside dispatch is coming here. Okay, clear? Now I am going to add a switch case here. Switch. Okay, here I am going to check action value. So because the action is coming as increment, right? So I am going to check the action value here. Okay, inside this action I will check whether it is a increment. So I will just add a case here, increment. Okay, then increment, if the case is increment, I have to return a value. So what I am going to do here, return state plus 1. Clear? Now for the decrement, I have to, what I have to do, just I have to add here state minus 1. Okay, now if I want to reset the value, I can just set into initial state. So it will set into initial value 0. Now if I didn't declare any action, if I didn't come any action, okay, I can just return my state. Okay, so what we have done, we have created a simple reducer function. According to the action, it will modify the state value. Now if I try to check the functionality, let's reload it. Okay, if I try to increment the value, see, it is going to this switch case and incrementing the state value plus 1. Okay, now if I try to increment the value again, I can see the values incrementing. Clear? Now if I type decrement, my action is coming as decrement. So the value is reducing by state minus 1, decrement. If I try to click decrement again, see the action name is coming as decrement. So it will switch into this case and it will reduce the value by 1. Okay. Now if I try to reset the value, it will jump into the initial state. See here the value is 0. It will reset to initial state. So we have created a state and a reducer according to action. What is dispatching in this action? We are reducing the value of state. Clear? Okay, so we can jump into the next lecture.